Thank you, Lois. Lori and I will often think of you in our fortress of happiness in Atlantis. You've been a good friend.
This video was not supposed to happen. I'm not on some kind of superheroes transforming into merpeople kick. The Batman video was just a whim, but this one had to happen. Lori Lemaris, time of recording the target of one of my retrospectives. And some of the Silver Age stories featuring her are glorious. This one had everything. Transformations, sort of. A suitor desperate to be with Lois. Superman desperate not to be with Lois. It would have been but a footnote in the overall Lori Lemaris video. I could not live in a reality where we did not get to experience this story together. Superman 139 deserves more. Not experiencing it, that's the darkest timeline. Greetings, comic lovers, and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from news, comics new and old, to history to anecdotes, really wherever our whims take us. Silver Age Superman, a time of questionable science and romance. Marriage proposals at every corner. It's a substitute for lust. That's because the Comics Code expressly forbade that. None of that. Just propose to people after knowing them for 2 seconds. All of these things would lead to some pretty amusing situations. Such as Superman 139. Our tale is the first in the comic and is written by Superman co-creator Jerry Siegel. Art by Wayne Boring, inks by Stan K. The year 1960.
Goodbye, Lois. I've changed myself into a merman so I can join my beloved mermaid and her people under the sea.
One of the consistently amusing features about these Lori Lemaris stories is how little they ever mention Aquaman. Aqua who? Also, the untold story of Red Kryptonite. I'll need that too. Poor Lois Lane. For many years, the Daily Planet girl reporter has spurned many opportunities to wed others. Many opportunities, because of her optimistic, persistent hope that she will someday become the bride of the Man of Steel. But daydreams and cold reality rarely are one and the same. Stop, she's already crying.
Lori, you loved Renal, but he is no longer alive. Please marry me. We'll be happy together in undersea Atlantis.
Ah, undersea Atlantis as opposed to above ground Atlantis. Yes. Superman has changed himself into a Super Merman so he can marry the mermaid he loves. There's no longer a chance for me. Super Merman! That was just the teaser page. We need to build up to that level of glory and angst. We open on Lois and Clark heading towards a yacht. They're there to write a piece on the owner, multimillionaire Brett Rand. It's been a long time since we went to school together years ago. I never dreamed then, Brett, that
I'd become rich and famous, eh?
Oh, Brett, welcome to the long line of proposed Lois Lane suitors. You'll be lucky to make it out alive. The last suitor sure didn't. Loving Lois Lane is a gamble and the house always wins. I remember Brett as a handsome boy in college who had a crush on me. He's even handsomer now. That's how Lois keeps track of her old acquaintances, just a Rolodex of hotness. Meanwhile, Clark's shirt is blinding Brett Rand.
You heard me, Kent. I said I intend to ask Lois Lane to marry me. I hope she accepts me.
Is this on the record? Also, you poor desperate fool, and also mild creep.
I'll let you in on my little scheme, Kent. I asked Perry White to have you and Lois interview me so I could get a chance to propose to her. Since I'm the planet's biggest advertiser, Perry could hardly refuse.
Brett threatened the Daily Planet with an adpocalypse if he didn't get his way. What a prize! Say yes.
I wonder how Lois will feel about a handsome multimillionaire proposing to her.
No, Clark. Worry about the man threatening your job. Also, maybe tell her about this. He's not gonna tell her he doesn't. Clark sticks to the bro code. That night, Brett makes his move.
See that island? I own it. I also own 5 banks, 10 steel mills, but Lois, riches mean nothing to me unless you will marry me. It was you who inspired me to fight my way to the top. I did it to be worthy of your love.
Man, he did this on the deck. Now she has to worry about him throwing her overboard. She says no.
How can Lois refuse his proposal? Brett Rand has fame, money, and good looks.
Okay, then you marry him.
Marry me, Lois, and there isn't a thing on earth you'll ever want that I won't buy for you.
But she'll have to want things in space. Proposal rejected. She does reject him, but it's because she's waiting for Superman.
Why don't you forget him? He'll never marry you.
Maybe not the best strategy, Brett. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't the story about Superman becoming a merman? Patience, it's coming. Lori Lemaris gets caught in Brett's fishing net, so Superman has to go and get her.
I know you can read minds, Lori. Do not be afraid. Superman, your old sweetheart, is on his way to help you.
So Cliff Notes. At this point in canon, Superman and Lori had dated in college, and it was very serious. She also knows that he's Clark and always has because of her telepathy telepathy, which she uses very liberally. She reads his mind all the time. It's probably a byproduct of growing up in a telepathic society, but that's neither here nor there. She got hurt, and so Superman scoured the universe to find a doctor who could save her. He did, but then she fell in love with that doctor and married him. Silver Age Superman never got over it. He was prepared to give up everything for her, including being Superman.
Lori, it's wonderful to see you again. You're more beautiful than ever. I've never forgotten our romance.
So there has been a woman in his life, a mermaid, whom he's loved. I never knew. Is she the reason he never proposed to me? Actually, kinda yes. Quickly, Superman borrows Lois's camera, and then...
I'll keep these photographs of you in my fortress of solitude forever. I guess your husband won't mind. He isn't the jealous type.
Ronald actually isn't jealous at all, but it's probably easier to have that kind of security when you have a telepathic, near Vulcan mind meld style bond with your wife. He knows nothing's gonna happen. She's married, thank goodness for that. Yes, she's married. The fact that he clearly still loves her, not a problem. How sadly he's waving goodbye to her. I think I see tears in his eyes. He still loves her. No, really? Top tier reporting. Brett can also see this, so he tries again.
That's why Superman never proposed to you, Lois. He's still hopelessly in love with her. Forget him and marry me.
No, Brett, I'll never give up hope as long as he isn't married. Man, Brett's gonna have to go buy another island so we can cry on it. Over the next few days, Superman is AWOL, and eventually Lois can't take it, and so she asks Jimmy. Jimmy always knows how to stalk Superman. So in his souvenir room in his apartment, Jimmy has a special televiewer that Superman gave him that can tune into anyone, anywhere, and read their thoughts. Superman should know much better than to leave something like that with Jimmy Olsen. Superman is under the sea, summoned by Lori because a volcano is going to erupt. Ronald, Lori's husband, is with them to guide him to the scene. But while Superman is dealing with the volcano, a giant boulder hits Ronald. That's the pronunciation I'm sticking with. Look at how they're drawing the mer people this issue, with clear lines in the center of the fin as though they have legs. Why? Why? Jimmy is in full gossip mode and wonders if Superman let that boulder hit Ronald on purpose. You know, so he could have Lori. Why? Is that what you would do, Jimmy? I don't trust crew cut Jimmy. Superman would never hurt anyone, and you know it, Jimmy. I have only moments to live, Superman. With my dying breath, I beg you, marry Lori. You loved her once. You may love her still. She needs you. Atlantis needs you. Take that, Aquaman. Swear, you'll marry Lori. Superman points out that he is not a merman, and that was a sticking point for Lori the last time. But Ronald says it's fine. Ancient Atlantean science can turn him into a merman. Trust the science. 7 days after a mermaid's husband dies, she goes the Heartbreak Rock and wishes for new happiness. Promise me you'll be there. It means the end of everything between Superman and me. Not everything's about you, Lois. Also nice lipstick. Lois, like a proper stalker, goes to Heartbreak Rock to see if Superman will keep his promise to the least jealous dying merman in existence. And he is. And he's a merman.
It is I, Super Merman, calling to you, Lori. Come to me.
Ew, and why yell? She's telepathic.
You loved Ronald, but he is gone. Marry me, Lori. I'll bring new happiness to your life.
Lori accepts, and Lois reveals herself and wishes them well. Superman is completely unfazed by the fact that she's there. He's used to her stalking him.
Thank you, Lois. Lori and I will often think of you in our fortress of happiness in Atlantis. You've been a good friend.
No, she has not. Lois is devastated. She goes home to look at some pics of her and Superman, which are just her being saved by him over and over. Lois tells the planet what happened, and so Perry decides he'd better call Brett. Maybe he can get some more ads.
I rushed right over after Perry telephoned me what happened. Now that you've lost Superman for good, Lois, will you marry me? If I can't have Superman, Brett, I don't want any man.
Lois drives off in tears and almost instantly has a car accident.
Mustn't speed too fast, Lois. The fishtail was a fake, a costume, and Ronald did not die. It was all a hoax.
Okay, so one silver lining. The televiewer in Jimmy's apartment was fake. Jimmy is not spying on us all. And that's where the good news ends. Everybody except Brett conspired to get Lois. That death trap pre-filmed for whenever Lois cracked and wanted to know where Superman was. Perry was in on it too. Everyone in her circle wanted her to believe this. At least I don't think Brett was in on it. Maybe he was. Maybe Lois can trust no one. How did they pitch this to Ronald exactly? So honey, you're gonna pretend to die and then say that I should marry Superman. Yes, dear. Both Lori and Ronald are telepathic. They would know how much this was crushing Lois. So why do this? Why was Superman so cruel?
When I learned Brett wanted to marry you, I decided to pretend I was going to wed Lori so you'd accept him. I don't want you to waste your life waiting for me. I must put my duty to the world above my love.
Unless it's to Lori, then it's Earth? Where's that? Crime? Never heard of it.
I intended to let you know the truth after you were happily married to Brett, but you rejected him, and I had to rescue you from that truck.
He's so annoyed. If Superman went to all that trouble, it proves I mean a lot to him. Maybe he'll marry me yet. Someday.
No! No! God, please, no! No!
They have the worst relationship. The worst. It's amazing. How is that the takeaway? Look, I know Brett was very desperate and a little creepy and also manipulative. Don't marry Brett either, but he was not as bad as Superman this issue. Yay! What a pair. She's stalking him, putting her life on hold, trapped in the circular logic where everything leads back to him secretly loving her, and he's just a manipulative cad, messing with her mind on all levels. This does not come across as, oh, I love her, but we cannot be, but more like, why won't she leave me alone? I've tried everything. She won't marry anybody else. Send help. Telepathic mermaid help. Everyone was in on it. How can she trust anybody ever? Remember that one Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane comic we reviewed where it turned out that the other man courting her was Superman in disguise? I've never recovered from that one. This is why I had to tell you about this issue. Just what is this? It's amazing. Brett got so roundly rejected from the beginning that this can't go on the Lois Lane Gets Married playlist. Just the Silver Age playlist. That'll do. Lori's really intense. Some of the plots of her trying to help Lois get Superman to propose to her are terrifying.
A whale with the face of Lois Lane. Am I suffering from hallucinations? Or is it that I can't control my love for Lois?
No, Superman hasn't lost his mind. I'm responsible. I'm pulling every trick I can to get him to propose to Lois. Not the content we need, but the content we deserve. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a favorite Lori Lemaris moment, let me know. Yes, I know that she was on Young Justice. Rank Brett. Do the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification so that you never miss a vid. And thanks so much for taking this part of our day spent discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.